Do the deep breath for the soul. All right, so I'm back. Today's podcast is going to be kind of short, sweet, to the point. I actually didn't really have much to say this week. And again, I'm in the middle of a lot right now. I do work 2 full-time jobs pretty much. I'm an adjunct instructor and academic advisor. So I'm busy right now in my professional life, but I still want to dedicate a lot to this podcast because I know it's helping a lot of people. I actually have some colleagues who found me on YouTube and they're like, I'm going to share this with my spouse, and so on and so forth. So it means a lot to me that you guys are listening to me because I know a thing or two, because I have done a thing or two. All right. So, as always, thank you again for tuning in. My name is Haley. If you don't have me on the YouTubes or the Instagrams, my name is Powerful Hippie. All together, one word. And today I'm going to talk about really the guide, bread and butter to bodybuilding, because I've done it for a while. I've been competing in the gym and done powerlifting, and I've been doing all the things, but I've never been all the way to bodybuilding competition. I crashed out. Listen to last week's episode if you want to know why in 2016 or 2017 when I was going to compete. But this time was different, and I've learned so much, and I know a lot more about the right things to do. And this is not even just for bodybuilding. This is if you want to make serious life changes, nutrition changes, lifestyle, fitness changes, whatever, diet hacks, just so much information. So I put a Q&A recently on my Instagram story, and I got a lot of questions because I've been getting a lot of the same DMs. So I thought it would be smart to just consolidate it in one place for you, just so you can know all the things. Because if you've thought about bodybuilding, or if you are struggling with the diet mindset or dieting in general, or just there's so many different things. It's upping your cardio, losing fat, whatever your goals are. Weight loss is bodybuilding. All right, fat loss is bodybuilding. So yeah, you're trying to put on muscle, but it all encompasses under the same umbrella. So let's talk about it and have some fun here today, because that's what it is. Fitness should be fun. It shouldn't be painful. It's going to take time, but it should be fun. So let's talk about it. Today's episode is always sponsored by Redcon supplements, the best supplements on the market. You can save 20% off using my discount code at checkout. Altogether, one word, Powerful Hippie. For those that don't know, Redcon 1 was ranked #1 supplement of the year for Vitamin Shop in 2019. It's available in over 80 countries, more than 30 products. So I am so excited. I don't have it with me. Next time I do a podcast and I film, I'm going to bring my supplements on here. I think next week's podcast is actually going to be about supplements, because Dylan and I really want to talk about that, because I just did my first demo for Redcon and it was really fun. But right now, my favorite is the pump formula. It is a non-stimulant based pre-workout. It's awesome. It's available on the website. There's different flavors. I tried the sour gummy worm flavor. That's my favorite, and everybody is like different with their flavors, but that's just it's a unique flavor, and it's tart but not overly tart, right? So that's my favorite flavor. And the reason why I like non-stimulant based pre-workouts is because I like circulation, blood flow. I like kind of feeling that pump right during the workout, before the workout, without the jitter. So caffeine might give you some jitters, might make your heart rate go up, your blood pressure, and you might have a crash with that, or you might not be able to sleep and turn your brain off at night. You're feeling awake and you're like, oh, it's 11 p.m. I need to go to sleep. I've been there. It sucks. So if you're like me and you're trying to lower your caffeine after a certain time, let's just say 1 p.m., try not to do a lot of caffeine after that, then I would try this pump formula. It's great. Take it whenever. No caffeine, baby. I'll put the link in my show notes as well. And if you try it, again, let me know if you like it, because it's new. So it's new on our website and I'm very excited. All right, question number 1. This was a fun question. How many meals a day are you currently eating, and is it just chicken and rice for every meal? The answer is no, because unlike some bodybuilders, and more power to you if this is what you do. I started, by the way, with a meal plan. So like my coach had me doing I think 5 meals a day. And that was fine and dandy. But after doing the same meals every single day for 4 weeks, I was like, all right, I can't do this. I don't want to crash out, so I need to find an alternative. So we went to macro counting, and I still eat chicken and rice, just not for every single meal. My tummy is sensitive. If I eat the same things all the time, it does not like me. I'm more prone to bloating and not having, the best digestion, and nobody wants to be constipated. Like nobody. So even though I am lowering my calories every week, pretty much now until my show in November, and even though I'm eating lower fats, my biggest thing is diversity for my mental health and my physical health. So you want more variability. You want to be able to have different micronutrients. Now, I am supplementing with different vitamins and minerals, and I'm trying to make sure I have a lot of electrolytes in my system. But I'm not eating chicken and rice every meal. Maybe like once a meal. So how I'm doing it right now is 4 meals a day. And this kind of goes into the second question. So I'm going to just pull them together. The second question was, what is the diet like when cutting? So when you're in a caloric deficit, the goal is you're eating less calories than your body needs for metabolism, like homeostasis. So everybody has a set amount of calories that you're going to burn, right? When you add exercise on top of that, like cardio or weights or any kind of form of exercise, you're going to burn more calories. But when you're in a caloric deficit, you're also eating less. So I'm in a caloric deficit and I'm doing cardio and I'm doing bodybuilding training 5 days a week. So right now I was at 5 meals a day, but I didn't honestly enjoy that, and it was a little too much for me. I am lucky I do work from home, so I can control my environment a little bit, but it was just like, okay, I gotta have breakfast, gotta have lunch, gotta have my third lunch, gotta have my pre-workout snack, gotta have dinner. And so it was just like, I love eating, but I'm used to eating like 4 meals a day, maybe, or 3 meals and a snack. So it just became tedious. And I'm trying to make this as simple, stupid for me, because I already know, like, if it just gets crazy and I'm just so in it too much, I'm going to crash out. So that's just a little bit of me. The diet's not bad though. It really isn't. I have found a way to mix, because I hate eating the same thing all the time. And I talked to my coach about it, and he was very understanding. And I said, if it comes to the point like when I'm a month or two out of the competition and I have no choice and I have to eat the same thing every day, I guess I can. But it especially right before my period messes with my mental health, because your body is already craving more calories to do the thing, the big menstrual cycle. So I had to mix it up. I can't eat almond butter as my only source of fats. I'm not get tired of almond butter, but like I don't think it agrees with my stomach. So I'm mixing in like avocados and peanut butter, and my diet isn't so horrible right now because my fats are a little bit higher and my carbs are on the higher point. But I just dropped my calories down this week, so like 1550. I forget the exact macros, but I think it's like 150 grams of carbs, 37 grams of fats, 40-ish grams of, or 140 grams of carbs. I don't know. I'd have to look at it again. But I'm breaking it down to 4 meals. So what I'm doing really now for breakfast is I have protein immediately with my breakfast. Just an easy, fast way is like an egg or egg whites, like an omelet, scrambled eggs, or like breakfast sandwich with, fruit. So like maybe a kiwi or pineapple or berries. I'm not doing starchy fruits right now, like bananas or apples. You can have that, but like I'm limiting my carbs. So again, I'm making it simple, stupid. I'm kind of eating variations of the same thing every day, just adding in differences. Like if I don't want strawberries, I'll have kiwi. Or if I don't want, you know, a bunch of egg whites, I'll have egg, because it's, more calories with fat. So I'm mixing it up. But predominantly, like today, for example, I had cut up onion, mushroom, bell peppers, and sauteed that with egg whites, and I added seasoning and fat-free mozzarella cheese, and then I topped that with some sriracha and a side of kiwi, and that kept me pretty full for a while. Then my second meal was like a protein smoothie. So I did protein powder and Greek yogurt and a little almond milk, and that's keeping me satiated until my third meal, which I think today I'm going to do oatmeal. I don't know. I have carbs before my workout. I usually do that. And then my last meal of the day, I have less carbs, a little bit more fats. Just works for me. And again, right now with my like split, it's been pretty easy. So I usually have like oatmeal with like some fruit, maybe some protein powder or some Greek yogurt on the side before my workout. And then after my workout, I'll have like ground turkey, like with lettuce and vegetables and maybe a little fat free cheese. Nothing crazy. I'm just trying to make it flavorful and not go crazy. Because I'm allowed to have fats, I'm allowed to have carbs. And right now, I'm increasing my cardio and dropping my calories a little bit, my carbs and my fats a little bit, but my protein's pretty much staying the same. It's not horrible. It's not horrible. But again, I'm still a while away from my competition. Next question. What supplements are you taking? I'm taking a lot. So I'm a natty, powerlifter, bodybuilder, and I've worked so hard on my hormones. Like for the first time in my life, my stress levels are down. I just had my blood work done. My hormones are all happy. My test is great. Um, my LDL was a little high, but that was the only thing. So I definitely advocate for supplements if you can afford them. Definitely add in protein powder. It helps you get in a protein for the day, and you can, get more creative with that, smoothies and stuff. But I take fish oil. I take creatine. Let's count: fish oil, creatine, glutamine, beta alanine before the workout, beet extract before the workout, multivitamin. I like B Thrive's multivitamin through Vitamin Shop. The Relax and Restore Vitamin Shop, which is a supplement that helps your cortisol levels, and it has ashwagandha in it. Blood sugar support, B Thrive, again, Vitamin Shop. Vitamin D, tyrosine. We're going to talk about this next week. I'm like, where else am I? Sometimes I take melatonin. I take magnesium and definitely electrolytes. Yeah, that's pretty much it. It's a lot, but again, I've lived my life without supplements, and I've lived my life with supplements, and I feel a lot better. And knock on wood, even though some days I'm like, ugh, I don't feel the best because maybe I didn't get enough sleep that night or hydration, whatever. I haven't gotten sick, knock on everything, in months. Haven't had a cold, haven't sore throat. And when I was a teacher, I was sick all the time. Oh, it was like every other month I felt like awful. So I think supplements are great. That's what I'm taking right now, and I usually take them every single day, typically, unless I forget. And then right before my period, to help with my progesterone levels and my estrogen, and sometimes it helps with your bloating, I take Vitex, which is awesome. Do more research, right? This is just what I take. This is what I've done for myself, what I've talked to different physicians about, and it works for me. And we'll talk about supplements next week because I used to work at Vitamin Shop and I'm a supplement fan and fanatic. So, yeah. Next question. What is your training split like? Okay, so I'm doing 5 days a week in the gym. I have like a shoulder focus day, like a delt focus day. I have a quads focus day, quads and calves focus day. I have a back and biceps focus day. I have a hamstrings and glutes focus day. And then I have a shoulders and back, again, focus day. So a lot of shoulders because as a figure bodybuilder, you want to have really big cap shoulders and width at the top and kind of a tapered form with your legs, but still very conditioned with your legs. So you can't skip leg day. I have bigger legs proportion wise, powerlifting, you need legs to move the load for squat and deadlift. So I've been really a leg girly. So I'm going to cut off my legs. I'm not going to cut off my legs. I'm going to cut down my leg intensity probably toward the end of the show. Please no one cut that. Just cut off her legs. You never know what I'm going to say. I've had plenty of caffeine and sleep today, but still here I am. Oh my gosh, this is what happens to me when I am doing all the things. I have bodybuilder brain. It's already starting. It's not good. Oh my gosh. I'm so funny. But yeah, I work out 5 days a week and in the gym. And then I do cardio 4 days a week. But sometimes I do it every single day if I can't get my 10,000 steps in because I'm trying to get 10,000 steps in plus cardio 4 times a week. Luckily, I walk around a lot and I have a walking pad. Walking pad, the best thing ever. Next question. When are you competing? November 16th, I think. It's a natural bodybuilding show. I forget if it's in Tampa or Clearwater, somewhere. over there. So yeah, and yeah, a while still away. So I think Gersh, what, 3.5 months? I should know. You know what? I'm just trusting my coach. I'm trusting the process so I don't get crashed out. But yeah, I still have 4-ish months or so. So it's going well and I like it so far. It's definitely different. I mean, today I realized like how much more I need to practice gratitude. I should be grateful to eat healthy food. I should be grateful to get to go to the gym. I should be grateful to do cardio because if not, then it feels like a chore. Like, oh, I have to eat egg whites, or oh, I have to have this smoothie instead of like a giant yogurt bowl, whatever. I mean, you can mix up your diet. Macros are macros, so I'm focused on macronutrients instead of eating the same thing every day, again, for my mental health, which is something that bodybuilders don't talk about, but let's talk about it. Your mental health is still important. You're still a human. You're still allowed to have feelings. You don't have to be a freaking robot. Um, so yeah, I still have some time, but I'm learning and I am pretty meticulous with my fitness pal. And if I don't get everything in every single day, if I go like 5 grams over the fats or whatever, I'm not trying to be super hard on myself, but I am getting more like, no, I got to be 100% because again, that's just how I like to live my life, is the best I can. Next question. Why did you switch from powerlifting to bodybuilding? I answered that last week, but I'll answer it again. More so because I wanted to learn something new, because I had a bad experience previously with bodybuilding. Not that my coach was bad, it's just I was young. I didn't have enough muscle mass. There was no reason I should have been competing. In 2016, when I had only been in the gym for like 2 or 3 years. So I crashed out because it was harder because I didn't have a lot of muscle mass. So I knew going into it, I didn't look a certain way. So my mental health wasn't great. Also, I was in college. So I was working full time at Vitamin Shop, or like almost 30 hours a week as a part-time store manager. And then I was getting my master's degree, starting my graduate degree in 2016, 2017. So I was just in over my head. I was doing too much. And I didn't know what I was going to need to do, or what it was going to take. But now I know what it's going to take. My coach and I have mapped out a whole plan. Like I know what I'm going to have to work on each week. Like I'm already excited to add more of this or to change this or to drop the calories because I know. And that's cool about knowing. I still don't know what my body's going to look like, so I'm not putting that pressure on myself. But um, I just wanted a new challenge. Powerlifting is great because it's all about learning how much your body can do and just be strong, and it's not so focused on looking a certain way but feeling a certain way and recovering. But there's overlap. There's, in my opinion, powerlifting and bodybuilding are like eventually going to become one because so many powerlifters do bodybuilding to push themselves, to push their body physically and in a different way, in a different capacity, but it's still so similar to powerlifting because you got to lift a lot of weights, you got to go to the gym, still same thing. You got to be in a certain weight class, got to make a certain weight. Yes, your diet is more important for bodybuilding, but I would argue it's also important for powerlifting because if you want to be super competitive as a powerlifter, keyword super competitive, maybe you're just doing this for fun, but if you want to be super competitive as a powerlifter, you want to be the lightest weight you can be and also lift the highest percentage of weights you can, so have a great total. So I was a great powerlifter, but I wasn't very competitive because a 900-pound total for 75 kilograms, 165 pounds is not super competitive. I mean, these girls now, these women, I should say, these humans are just so strong and they're all natty too. So, at first I was like, oh, I got a 200-pound bench press. I'm going to, be the best. I mean, my bench is great, but my squat and deadlift comparatively, nah. I'm probably going to go back to powerlifting. I keep saying that eventually. I don't know when. If I'm going to compete again, I don't know. But I like it. I love bench pressing. Squat and deadlift, I don't love as much. So, I don't know. I don't know. But right now, I don't even know if I'm going to stick with bodybuilding long term. I just want to do it at least once to say I've done it, to learn the process, to become proficient, to know what my body is capable of, and because I like a good challenge. That's me, baby. So, what is prep life like for me right now? As I said, I'm about I think he said 14 months, so like, or 14 weeks. So I'm like 3.5 weeks or months out. Um, I'm stumbling on my words if you can't tell, but my brain feels clearer. That's the interesting part. You think you it's weird. Like sometimes I have to slow down and I feel like, what did I just do? And I have to, like, short-term memory loss. But on other days, I'm like, I feel so alert. I feel so alive. And that really has helped, I think, my work, my relationship, getting stuff done around the house, my mindset. So I'm in a very like go 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 mindset right now, which I like. So it's not bad right now. I'm over 1,500 calories a day. My fats are lower. I think, again, I said around like 40 grams a day. He just changed it, so it was almost 50. So now it's a little less. But like I can't complain because I have a lower stress job. That's the real thing. When you have a high stress job, because I don't, bodybuilding is not my job, like fitness is not my job. I'm an academic advisor and a college instructor. Like those are my jobs. That's how I pay my bills, right? So I'm blessed that I can control my environment that way. But I don't think I could have ever done bodybuilding when I was a teacher. No, because I was in the classroom sometimes 10 hours a day with lesson planning and organizing and cleaning and blah, blah, blah. And it was so exhausting. I was lucky to get to the gym. I was lucky to eat. I was just on survival mode, extreme survival mode when I was a teacher and powerlifting only. So now I can be on thrive mode. Like yes, things are a little bit more challenging when it comes to the diet. I can't just eat whatever I want. I have to actually measure all of my food to make sure I'm not overeating or undereating. But I can't complain for that aspect yet. Talk to me in 2 months, right? But like whenever you start something, it's not going to be easy at first. You have to learn, and unless you're like me right now and you have so much experience, you got to be perfect or you got to strive for perfection. Strive for progress and wins. Make little wins. Add in more protein to your diet. Boom, that's a little win. That's something that makes a huge difference. So, yeah, my sleep is great. Like I said, I'm really lucky. My blood work came out great. And cardio is not hard for me, but I will say, in order for me to be consistent, because that's the key word with anything in life, especially with fitness, it takes time, but you have to be consistent over time. So my cardio right now is something that I push off sometimes, and then it's like, ugh, do I do it after my workout? Do I do it after work? Do I do it during work? Do I do it like whatever? So I'm kind of like doing cardio in the morning, either fasted or after I eat my breakfast, because that's how I like to get it in. And I've noticed too, when I start the day with cardio, I usually am more successful with the day, which means that I'm like doing more throughout the day. My house is clean. I'm getting more stuff done at work. I feel more connected and just better. And then I also feel less stressed because I already got it done for the day. Don't have to worry about it. Or if I did 30 minutes there, I can just do like 10 minutes after my workout to get more steps, X, Y, and Z. So cardio is annoying, but just make it a habit. If you really want to lose weight, it can be a great boost. Or just do the walking pad, add it in. If you have a standing desk, it's fantastic. Because then you can just get work done or do stuff on your phone. Or if you're a social media person like me, you can edit reels. You can multitask, and then it makes the cardio feel less crappy. Because who likes to walk for 45 minutes? I'm sorry. I'm not going to be the person to say I like to walk. I'm not Forrest Gump over here. Now, I don't mind it. I like getting fresh air, but it can get monotonous. So just try to make it fun. Podcasts, good music, early 2000s jams playlist is my new favorite thing inside of the gym and outside the gym, because I'm trying to make this fun and I don't want it to be like aggressive, right? Like, yeah, sometimes I have those moods, but music can help a lot. I already mentioned earlier too, I'm not eating out anymore. Just can't do it because I don't know what people are putting in their food. Unless the macros are there, I genuinely don't know. And I don't trust other people. I'm sorry. Restaurants add oils and add extra sauces and stuff, and you don't know. So I'm limiting fast food, almost none, unless it's like, a build your own taco bowl type of thing. No alcohol. I haven't had alcohol since my husband's birthday, which was June, so like 2 months ago, and I don't miss alcohol. If I had to choose for the rest of my life, alcohol or caffeine, buy alcohol. I need caffeine, baby. I need coffee, just a little bit, right? And I'm trying to limit caffeine on that note, like less than 250 milligrams a day, less than 200 usually. If I have a half of a pre-workout scoop, that's like 130 milligrams. So that's it for the day, unless I have like decaf coffee, which is like barely any caffeine, or Dr. Zevia. This is awesome. This helps me a lot. It is 0 sugar, sweetened with stevia, and I think it's 42 milligrams of caffeine, so that's not going to keep me up all night. That's fine. Chewing gum after meals, actually, I saw that trick somewhere. Someone talked about it. I like the pure gum because there's not a lot of added crap. Like there's not aspartame in it. It's really not bad, and the flavors are cool. There's like a chocolate mint one, so it's so delicious. I can't have a lot of fat, so I got to be really careful with eating my chocolate. And also for me, like if I take one little piece, I'm gonna want more. So you either got to go cold turkey or just be okay with a little bit because there's really no in between when you're on a diet. Like I am for bodybuilding. Maybe a normal diet, yeah, that's better than nothing, but that's a hack. Gum, especially during my workout. Sometimes I need that because then I don't have to drink as much water and I don't have to pee. Be honest with you, because I'm drinking 5 liters of water a day, which is a lot of water, but to stay hydrated, to keep my digestion regular, to help prevent brain fog. You know, I'm working out like twice a day now with cardio and my workout. Also, I'm consuming a lot of sodium, like 5 grams a day. That's it right now for what prep is like. I can't really talk much more about it because I've only been doing this for a couple months. But the training is not awful, the diet's not horrible, and my husband's actually kind of not doing it with me, but he decided he wants to do more of a bodybuilding style training and diet. So he's kind of doing that, even though he's stealing my egg whites. Dylan, if you're listening, you owe me some egg whites. No, I'm kidding. We're in this together. We're a great team, and we're both, just trying to better our health and just learn more about our body's capabilities. And I personally now I'm just trusting the process. I know that my coach knows the whole experience. He's done this with so many different athletes, and he knows I work hard, and he knows that I'm not lying, and he knows that I really care about the end of the day how I feel and also how hard I can work and push myself. But I'm trusting the process, focusing on what I can control, and just really trying to limit stress, like work stress, family stress, anything outside stress, because stress is not great. And I'm also adding in like a bath once or twice a week or yoga practices and stretching before and after my workout. Just trying not to get injured or overuse of muscles or strains. And the cool thing is I know my body capabilities because I've been in the gym for 10 years. So that's the other good news. I have a lot of experience. But if you're doing something new for the first time, you've got to go slow and steady. Because I think if I hadn't started in a caloric deficit before I hired a coach and before I started, like, let's do this thing, I would have gotten burnt out. I knew going in what it was like to be in a caloric deficit, and I had done that slowly for over 2 months before I even started bodybuilding preparation, just to see if I could do it. And I knew I could do it, so I knew I could do this. So it does take time. You got to trust the process, but you got to work hard at it, right? It's not just going to happen. And I think everybody underestimates how long things are going to take, and I'm always that person. So if you're going to do bodybuilding, give yourself an extra 2 months at least. So if you think you only need 4 months to prep, give yourself 6. And that's what I did for myself. And I'm so glad that I did that because now things aren't so awful. And I feel like my body is adjusted and I feel like I'm able to push myself more in the gym and with my diet and cardio, which is great. So, yeah. And either next week or the week after, I will have Dylan back on, and we want to talk about supplements and what it's done for our lives. And he's going to talk about his biological age, so it's going to be fun. Because, like I said, we just had our blood work done, and we had a lot to learn, which is great. So thank you again for following me. Thank you so much for sharing my YouTube, my Instagram. I am a competitive powerlifter and now trying my hand in bodybuilding, but I've been a personal trainer and strength coach, and I'm learning, but I'm also sharing the journey because I'm raw, baby. I'm going to tell you how it feels. And, I might be crying on here one day saying, this sucks, I'll never do it. I doubt that, though. I doubt that. But I know it's going to be hard. I've talked to a lot of friends who have done this, and it's not easy, but they always say it's worth it. So I think if you can just wrap your head around that, you'll be successful. All right. Thank you again, y'all. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.